Before the first drum beat, there was only water. One ruled the rivers with love, the other guided the deeps with silence. But when humans forgot the ocean's name, the sea remembered. Then water fights against water. Spirit versus spirit. Creation versus memory. This is Ife Ancestral Tale. Iyamaja versus Olokun. The great battle begins. Long before the sky split opened, before fire knew how to burn, before wings learned to run, before man stood upon the earth, there was only water. Water that whispered, water that waited, water that remembered the first name of the universe. In the beginning of the beginnings, there was no trees, no gods with altar, no time. Only two great spirits moving through the eternal deep. The first was Olokun, the keeper of secrets buried beneath the sea. The silent one, the patient one, the one who held memories like pearl in the dark. He spoke rarely, but when he did, the tides listened. His eyes held the past and the not yet born. His heart was the ocean's floor, deep, calm, and dangerous. The second was Iyamaja. She was the river that moved like music, the laughter in the rain, the strength in softness. She was warm, she was healing, she was the sacred womb where new life begins. Where Olokun held stillness, Iyamaja brought movement. Where he guided depths, she carried dreams to the surface. Together, they were balanced. Two halves of a single soul. The silence and the song. The secret and the sharing. The ocean and the river. Then it happened. A voice, ancient and thunderous, called out from beyond the stars. It is time, said Olodumare, the Supreme One. Let there be a world where spirits will wear skin, a world called Earth. The heavens tremble with joy. The Orishas gathered like starducks forming galaxy. They sung, they danced, they saw vision of forest, mountain, drums, and bloodlines yet to be born. But beneath them all, in the quiet of the deep, Olokun remains still. Iyamaja stepped forward, radiant. She looked towards Olodumare and said, Let me carry this vision. Let me shape the river of this new world. I will bring water to the bones of the land. I will cradle life as a mother holds a child. Olodumare smiled, and with one breath, creation began. Water carved valleys, fish danced into being, lakes mirror the heavens, and from the flowing river comes the heartbeat of humanity. Iyamaja danced, weaving water through land like a song through silence. She became midwife to creation, spirits to stream, memory to rainfall. But far below, in the unmoving dark of the deep, Olokun watched. He had said nothing. He had given nothing, but he had not forgotten. The humans sang praises. Thank you, Iyamaja, mother of waters, giver of life. She will bring birth and healing. They built altars. They sang to the rivers. They poured libation to the stream, but they did not speak to Olokun. They feared the deep. They ignored the silence. Voila. In the shadow of the ocean, Olokun stared. They are forgotten. He whispered, they drink the river, but they did not honor its source. They welcome the rain, but they ignore the depths that birthed it. The waves grew unsteady. Tides shift. Currents chomp with feelings. Olokun, the keeper of the balance, was becoming something else. Not angry, but awake. And the balance began to still. The sea no longer slept, the river no longer laughed. Storm whisper in the hollow of the ocean floor. A silence fell. Not peace, but the silence before a storm. The silence before water remembered its strength. This was only the beginning. A whisper before the waves. A breath before the battle. The river no longer danced. The sea no longer slept. And the wind carried whisper of something ancient rising. A shift had begun, unseen but deeply felt. A ripple in the spirit world, a crack in the balance of water and time. Olokun, the silent king of the depths, had been quiet for too long. Now, the silence was ending. They drink the river, yet forget the ocean, he murmured. They take from the surface, but do not honor the source. Storm gathered, not in the sky, but in spirit. Old storms, forgotten storms. Far above, Iyamaja felt the shift. A river's twist. The tides pulled harder. Even the moon cried, talking at our waters. She called out to her brother in the depths. Olokun, great keeper of secrets, why do your waves grow heavy with fury? We are kings. Let peace remain between us, please. But Olokun did not speak. The human had changed. They built without blessings. They took without thanks. They threw their waste into sacred rivers. They forgot to kneel at the water edge. They no longer whisper the old prayers. They do what they like. Iyamaja's tears flow with the river. Our water, once clear, now carried death and sorrow. But Olokun did not cry. He waited, and then he rose. One night, without warning, the sea rose with a roar like thunder. The tide swallows shorelines. Fishermen were dragged beneath waves. Villages were swept into the silence. Children cried. Elders prayed. But this was not ordinary rain. It was not wind or storm. It was the weight of memory. The anger of the forgotten. If they will not honor me, Olokun, then let them remember me in fear. Yeah? The heavens shook. The Orishas paused. Shango held his thunderbolt mid-strike. Oya, mistress of storm, spurred in confusion. Ogun lowered his mighty blade. None dared to step between ocean and river. None except Iyamaja. She rose, tall, radiant, flowing like moonlight on water. Her voice was soft but full of power. Enough! These children have lost their way, but I have not forgotten who they are. I will not watch them drown. She lifted her hands, and the river obeyed. She pushed back against the tides. She stood at the border between memories and mercy. And so it began. The great battle. Water against water. River against ocean. Compassion against vengeance. Creation against the forgotten. Lightning cracked the sky. Thunder rolled against the heavens. The earth trembled, not from fear, but from power. But this was no war of hatred. This was not a battle for control. It was a battle for balance. Iyamaja fought with love. Olokun fought with truth. One to protect, one to awake, and far above, in the silent beyond stars, Olodumare watch. Let them remember. Let them return. When water fights against water, who win? When love and memory clash, what is lost and what is found? This was not the end. It was a beginning of reckoning, of remembering, of return. The water had clashed, but the world had not ended. The sky was no longer screaming. The earth no longer shook. The battle of the spirit had passed. Yet something deeper remained. A balance, not of peace, but of question. In the heavens, stillness spread like mist across the Orisha realm. Even the stars seemed to breathe slower. Iyamaja stood alone beside a sacred river. Its water calm, but not joyful. Her glow dim like the moon during eclipse. She had saved the world, but as she wounded her brother, "Did I fight too hard?" she whispered. "Did I forget to listen in my rush to protect?" Her heart ripped with doubt. Beneath the waves, in the deepest deep, Olokun slept, not from weakness, but from grief. The storm inside him had calmed, but sorrows had taken its cost. "They will never understand," he said, voice echoing like well sung. "The depth I carry, the secret I hold." But she, Iyamaja, she tried to remember. He did not hate her, he missed her. And then the cloud parted. A golden brilliance poured from the heavens, brighter than fire, softer than dawn, older than time. Olodumare had come, not in anger, but in truth. "My children," the voice thundered gently. "The water cannot fight the water. You are not enemies. You are reflections. Iyamaja, you are the womb, the bringer of fall, the hand that cradles new life. Olokun, you are the depths, the memories of all that has ever been. Without memory, love is blind. Without love, memories turns to stone." Iyamaja stepped forward. Her robe flowed like the Milky Way. Her tears fell as pearls into the sacred river. "I forgot your silence was sacred," she said, voice trembling. "I forgot that depth is not distance. Forgive me, Olokun." And Olokun, with eyes like galaxies, reached out not in words but remembered. "And I forgot your fire is compassion," he answered. "You did not oppose me, you carried me." Then the two waters embraced, river and sea, feminine and masculine, mother and mystery, womb and memory. A new rhythm was born, a tide not of destruction but of restoration. From their union, sacred places appeared, spring that sings to the ancestors, hidden groves where water bubbles from stone, shores where salt water kisses the earth in peace. They became the meeting place where spirits still come to speak, where healing flow freely, where the old song still echoes. And to this day, if you stand by the place where the river meets the ocean, where fresh meets salt, where calm meets current, you will feel them, Iyamaja, in the soft waves that cradle your feet. Olokun, In the pole that steer your soul, they are there, not in battle, but in balance. They do not war anymore, they remembered. So, my darlings, we too must remember we are not only flesh, we are memories and mercy. We are born of both peace and power, of both fire and tide, of both love and mystery. Honor the water, honor the river, respect the sea, speak to the water, for they are one, and so are we. Even calm water carry a shame storm. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on the notification bell so the next tale finds you before the winds shift. And share the story so the voices of the ancestors echo far across the land. This is Ife Ancestral Tale. Until the next story, walk gently and stay guided.